Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, this is Proxify here. We're back for some more of the Yokai Watch 3 Let's Play. If you did miss out during the last one, well, we just went and tackled out with another one of those mystery quests. This one actually being known as the Proof of the Poltergeist here over at the old house. What we had to go and do at the very beginning was that we had to go and look for some letters that was happening around within our way to open up with that said door. Head on into the actual house that was going on, and we got to go and spot out that some of Buck's friends were actually chilling around within that place. And at first we thought that that was what the mysterious sounds that were coming from there, but I guess that is not going to be what the case is going to be happening from there. So instead, what actually did show up as the actual mysterious sounds that were showing up was the yokai. And now basically Nate was the only one person that was actually chilling around within that house after everybody went and ran away. So we had to go and do a little bit of a music rhythm mini game that was showing up from here. But we already went and completed off with all of that. So now we're going to be heading directly right on into the main part of what we need to do here in chapter 7, and that is going to be reaching off to the actual said mansion that is going to be happening from here. Now, I want to say that this mansion level that's going to be happening in Chapter 7 is going to be a very interesting one. Now, if you guys do recall back in the Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Let's Play that we went and did before on the PS4 remastered game that we were going to doing, there was a certain part, I want to say, within the game where I think we went off to that deserty region place, and there was like all those different trials that was happening. Well, in one of those particular trials, there was that one thing that happened that we had both of our main characters together, and we kind of had to like run around within that said type of trial that was going on through there. Well, that is exactly what is going to happen within our way of Yokai Watch 3. And but there's going to be a little bit of a change difference though compared to how the Ni no Kuni was, because here is that we're going to get ourselves trapped inside the mansion, and we're going to have to split between our two different characters together, and we're going to have to go and pass around with different keys with each other and try to open up on different doors as we go along. And there is going to be some crazy things that are going to happen within our way as well too, since there is going to be some yokai drilling that needs to happen, and there's going to be some yokai spawning as well. So while we're trying to do our yokai drill, those yokais are going to start running around like all willy-nilly and try to attack us while we go and do that, which that is not going to be fun. I know that before, back when we went ahead into the Grumbler's Grotto and our first time using that actual said yokai drill, those guys of the yokais weren't all that too bad, because like they weren't really all that too like crowded around within most of that area. Well, here in the mansion, that is going to be a little bit different, because there is going to be some crowding around within that place that's going to be causing some nuisance around over here. Now, I did go and check out on the PLE, or the pay-per-view of Clash of the Castle, and I did go and tell you guys that I wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on what happened throughout that time of Clash of the Castle. So while we are going throughout here in this episode to reach all the way over to that said mansion, I will go and tell you guys all about that. And there it is, just right off in the distance. That is where that mansion is going to be. That is our main chapter mission that is going to happen right now. But yeah, so over at Clash of the Castle, there were some anticipated matches that I did want to go and check out. That was with the Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles battle, and of course with the Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest fight as well. Now, to go and start off with things first is the Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles match. That was such a good match. That I Quit match, I'm always a big fan of any type of I Quit matches. Like, I grew up like watching like Ruthless Aggression and a little bit of Attitude Era back around the time of like 2002, because that's when I kind of got myself like really into wrestling, and learning about the I Quit matches have always been such a fun thing to go and literally do, because they always like to up the ante all the time. Like, I remember like the John Cena and Batista match that actually happened before, like I think what was it, like in 2010 or something, and that was a cool I Quit match with like Batista trying to run over John Cena. That was like a classic moment right there. But this one here, I have to say, with everything that was happening of the AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes one, that one was awesome. Like, just like the fighting just between back and forth between them, and that one segment where Cody like actually like got like this, or actually no, sorry, I don't think it was Cody, because it was AJ Styles, because he actually picked up a bag that was underneath the ring, and it had like some handcuffs and stuff around them, and AJ Styles just went completely crazy with it and like put the handcuffs and like tied Cody Rhodes' hands behind his back, and just go with like all in on trying to fight him, and then afterwards, that Cody got his revenge and actually unlocked himself, and then locked AJ Styles towards to like the actual side of like one part of like the ring or something, and just went completely ham on him as well too. And oh man, that was just so awesome. But and then not only that, but the what was it? The Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Oh man, that match was also like a perfect match as well too, because like just like the very end of that match, like the most highlighted part of that is like you think that like Drew was gonna basically go for the pin there and actually get the 3, but all of a sudden during the time, I think like I don't know if it was Damian Priest or somebody, but went and knocked one of the refs that was actually a part of the match out of the ring. So basically another ref had to go and take his place, right? Because like, you know, like if one ref gets knocked out, then the other ref will have to go and like take his place like right after. Well, basically you wouldn't know who it was until you got to see the sneakers and the slick back hair, and it's immediately CM Punk. And like, oh, I just love the way of how that camera angle was shot as well too, because like just the way of how that camera was, it was just pitch perfect for having that ref to just like literally show up, but then not even realize until like for a split second that you know that it's gonna be CM Punk there, and just literally cost Drew the whole entire match. I know that there's some people that were like on Twitter that were fuming and being super angry about the situation because Drew McIntyre did not get the actual title that was going on, and I totally get it, but I think what we're going to be mainly more seeing is the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, because that is like the main crux of everything that is happening. So even though that like Damian Priest is literally keeping the title and retaining it for a little while, I think having the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk match would be amazing. I don't think we need to have the title on the line for it, because there's really no point for me personally, because I would rather have no title on the line and just seeing both of these two guys just clash together, because like what's the point with just having just the title there? It's just really there just to kind of just show up in the process, because like if Drew already won it in his hometown, that would be something historical, right, for Drew to actually win it in his hometown. But then you won't really hold it for too long right after. But there is some new yokai here. I don't think we actually want to see these guys yet. Yeah, you want to be a little bit careful with these guys. I think these known are lead balloons, I think what they're called as. These guys are pretty very defensive out here, and I do have to say though is that if you are getting yourself lost within this place, there's going to be a lot of these guys, and they are like tanks, and they will take a million years for them to go down. Now, if you guys have been around on my channel for quite some time, I do kind of go and talk a little bit about my Magic the Gathering stuff that I normally kind of do from time to time. But if you guys are curious about anything that's going on within Magic the Gathering, about what like I go and do for like different like well, I normally sometimes go to like different like hobby stores and whatnot and like use some of my special decks that I do have. But like there's this one deck that I have that I've been going to tell you guys for quite a while now, and that's actually the Greasus deck that I've been making, or the Greasus deck, I think that's what it's more known as. It's a red, blue, black deck, and I've been working really hard on it for like I think at least like 5 years now for this modern deck, and I finally have gotten like the last 2 cards, or I guess you could call it the last 2 cards, but they are going to be duplicates, so technically there's going to be at least like a set of like 2 of each of these cards, so making it 4. So basically there is some cards that I do need to go and pick up with, and one of them is actually known as Prox, I think is what it's known as, the Death Hunger card. It's actually it's like a Titan creature. It's very interesting. It's only like a 2-cast card, and basically what is really great about it is that it is a mythic rare creature, and if you go and cast it, what you can go and do is that if it enters the battlefield, you can actually basically make somebody actually throw out a non-land card out of their hand. But the unfortunate thing is that you actually have to go and pay the escape cost, which then you have to be a little bit cautious with that, because at some point right on after, if you do actually still have that card, like, still alive, you could actually go and replay it for a second time, but then after that, you have to, like, sacrifice it off. But then, not only do I have that card, but then I also do have, like, this other one, which is, like, somewhat of, like, an artifact card, and you can basically add, like, additional lands to the deck. Now, basically, not only do you actually add additional lands, but everybody actually does do, as well, too, which that can be somewhat of a problem in a way, but I think there is a way where I think I can kind of make sure that I don't really make sure that the other opponents start getting additional lands, because that could probably start becoming really bad. But I have something up my sleeve for that. So yeah, if you guys remember this guy, we went and seen this type of yokai before, like in the middle. We actually got him as an actual cranky kind machine a little while back, but now we actually do get to go and see this guy within his battle formation here and see what that he actually does do. Now this guy, from what I can go and say, is actually somewhat annoying if you don't take him out like right away, because he'll just set up like a lot of like inspiriting type of stuff, and I don't know if he is this type of yokai that basically permanently like not makes your yokai move around at all. So you want to make sure they at least try to purify that up as best you can if you do get hit by that. Come on, knock him out. That fire should at least go and do it, so there we go, and just like that, he's already knocked out, and now we can go and start moving our way on into with some more stuff throughout the mansion here. Now, did I ever go and say that with the 2 videos for today, you guys should be able to go and see Persona 4, and I think that's what you guys are going to be seeing anyways. I will be doing some Persona 4 Golden, which that is going to be very fun. We are going to start heading off into the bathhouse. Now, I did go and pick up on some special Personas while throughout the bathhouse to reach all the way over to the mini-boss, and speaking about that, there is a special persona that we could actually go and potentially do, unless if I can't do it right now with using triple fusions. And something tells me that for what I was doing some research is that with this type of persona, we could go and use an angel. I think what's it? My Ferennis that I actually do have from the time that we went and evolved my other persona from before, and not only that, but then also having a Valkyrie, which I believe I went and picked that up, and if I use all 3 of those together, I can get myself with a special cool persona known as a Titan, and it's actually a very good type of tanker or very good physical attacker type of persona to go and have, and I think that will help us out big time throughout the actual bathhouse and maybe also some other places later on. I know that I do have to go and probably head back to that actual said bathhouse later on in Persona 4, because I do need to go and pick up on the Sylph as well too in the process, and probably go and find myself another Valkyrie as well, but or not a Valkyrie, but the Archangel. That's also what I need to go and search for. So the Valkyrie I'm okay with. It's just that I just need to find those 2 set of cards within there if I'm lucky enough. Because I still have a few other floors to go to until I go and reach all the way over to Kanji. I think I'm on floor 7 at this point after the mini-boss battle, so we just have 8, 9, 10, and a little bit of 11, and I think a little bit of floor 7 as well, because I think there's some stairs that do happen before we reach up to the 8th area. Alright, come on now, let's just get this purified thing out of the way. Probably going to start setting up on that yokai blaster there. Now, if you guys kind of see like this guy, I think his name is Augusto. I believe, if you guys remember, we actually do have a said type of El Sharkador, and I'm pretty sure that that's like the fusion or evolution that we do need for the Augusto guy. But we already have like the full evolution for it, because that was what we needed for the special thing. There we go. Alright, nice. Use that fireball tactic right there. Yeah, unfortunately with these type of purifications now, most of these guys are gonna have like level 3 type of stuff that shows up. So some things may probably take a little bit longer than others. There we go, we already completed that off before I was going to go and use out with the Shadow Venom there, but we're all good. Now, I believe we will be befriending with this Augusto guy. Alright, and there we go. And I believe we do not actually have a medal for this actual said yokai from before, because we never really got El Gusto yet.
El Gusto!
Alright, so for what I'm going to actually go and actually name after this actual said yokai is actually going to be a from a new commenter that actually was here on the channel, and I'm going to name him Ice Cream, of course. So Ice Cream, if you have been watching out here so far throughout this series, I am going to nickname one after you here within our time of the actual said mansion. And if you guys ever do, feel free to leave a comment down below, and if you guys want your name to be featured within one of the other yokais, I will try to do that for you. But here we go. This is going to be the end of the episode. See you guys in the next one, and we'll be continuing onward with more of the mansion here.